first, we need to look at ourselves. What is that we have to offer? Are we matching the expectations we have from the other person? So first, you need to heal yourself, work on yourself, right? To attract someone who is also healed, who is also in balance. Hey, this is Mike Sigula from TrueTheory.com and welcome to another episode of True Spirituality. So True Spirituality is my series where I talk about metaphysics, esoteric ideas and teachings, mysticism, shamanism, consciousness, spirituality, psychedelics, a little bit of everything. So if you like these types of subjects, welcome. If you are new here, please subscribe because this is episode 60 something already, so we have a lot of episodes. Also have a look at previous episodes as well. So today we're going to talk about how to attract the love of your life. There is a formula for that. Yes. I think there is a formula for that. And I'm going to give you a process for that. My view is that one of the most important things that we have to do if we want to attract or manifest partner romantic relationship that's going to be compatible, that is going to be someone that we're going to really have bond with, where we're going to be happy with that partner, is to become who you want to attract. This is the secret. What it means. Basically, it's hard to attract more than you are because you always resonate with who you are. So if person has a lot of expectations, let's say someone wants a rich guy, handsome, whatever, it's like smart, great body, handsome, rich, all these things, right? And do you offer also a lot yourself? If you expect way more than you are, it's gonna be difficult to attract something like that, right? There are two really important things I wanna talk about here. First, we need to look at ourselves. What is that we have to offer? Are we matching the expectations we have from the other person? So for example, if let's say you have some kind of shadow aspects, unresolved issues, traumas, addictions, imbalances, I like to call them imbalances, it's very likely that you will attract someone who will also have some other or similar imbalances, shadow aspects, traumas, whatever. So first you need to heal yourself, work on yourself, right? To attract someone who is also healed, who is also in balance. The second very important thing is, what are your intentions, right? If you have tons of expectations, it's very difficult to have unconditional love if you are coming with a bag full of conditions, right? So your intentions will very often define what kind of people you draw to yourself, right? Your intentions, one thing, and what's your state of being, how balanced or imbalanced you are, right? So let me give you a couple of examples so you can understand it a little bit better. So I know someone who had this period where it's a female, she wanted to attract a partner who is better off with money, right? So here, this is an intention, desire, it's a little bit superficial, right? Because there is a condition and it's a condition which is superficial. So first thing, right? Intentions are a little bit superficial. Someone older, more mature, more money, things like that, right? This person also has a lot of issues, a lot of imbalances. So chronic complainer, she complains a lot, lack of self-love, she always puts others first, don't respect herself as much as other people, things like that. mild neurosis, things like that. So the person has some challenges, has some issues, traumas, imbalances, and has superficial desires, at least to some extent. Obviously, maybe it's not just all about money, but this is one of conditions. What happened? She attracted a guy who had some of the traits, characteristics that she wanted, was way better off with money, older, etc. But there were things that were lacking. For example, he was a heavy drinker, he was a womanizer, right? So here her imbalance attracts someone who also is out of balance. She doesn't like the fact that he drinks often, he's a party guy, he's a womanizer, and he doesn't like the fact that she is complaining all the time, for example, right? And there are some other issues as well. So this is an example, right? Someone who is out of balance attracts someone else who is out of balance in different ways, in different forms. But these imbalances cancel each other out. Superficial intentions attracted someone with superficial intentions towards her because she wanted a guy with money. Turned out that he's interested in more in sex and her body and physical appearance and things like that, right? Superficial intentions attracted superficial intentions. Let me show you another example. One of my former coaching clients, I do coaching one-on-one on some of these things as well, had issues with his temper, right? Explosive in the previous relationship, things like that. He attracts a partner, potential partner, he likes her, everything seems good, but she has a child. And this child has ADHD or something similar. And he has really bad temper. So being in a relationship with someone with a child who has moods and things like that, acts quickly, it's going to be very difficult for a guy with a bad temper who gets aggressive quickly, right? So this is the thing. His imbalance attracted a relationship that comes with some aspect, like the child, that has imbalance that resonates with his imbalance. Completely different thing. Doesn't seem related at all. But this is the mirror that shows him that he has to work on this aspect, because if he's not gonna work on this aspect, there's gonna be constant arguments and things like that, right? Hope this makes sense to you. If you want to understand a lot more about what I'm talking about here, how we attract not only relationships, but friends, people, work colleagues, everything else into our lives, which is a reflection of these two things, our imbalances and what are our intentions and our behavior. If you want to understand it more, I created a masterclass where I explain this in detail. It's 50 minutes long and it's a free masterclass. You just have to sign up with your email to access it. If you go to truetheory.com/masterclass, you can check it out, or I'm gonna include the link below this video so you can check it out as well. So you see more of these examples, and I hope it's gonna start ringing a bell. It's gonna start making more sense. So another thing to keep in mind, that the higher the expectations, the more probably is gonna be expected from you if you don't match some level of these expectations yourself. Or the things that you desire, if they are way farther from where you are, might come in form where there's gonna be some kind of lack. So let me give you an example. One girl, she wants a rich guy, really badly, a rich guy. She's constantly broke. She starts attracting guys who have money, but they made that money in illegitimate way, for example, right? So the guy turned out that he actually stole some money or something from somewhere, things like that, right? So yes, she gets what she wants, but it comes in such a form to reflect what she offers, what she resonates with, right? She wants way more than she is herself. Sometimes it's possible there's gonna be option where there's gonna be someone with money, but then this person might have expectations, superficial expectations towards female, for example, again, like focusing more on things like sexuality, physical look, things like that, right? And it's kind of, the relationship is more like dependency type. I offer this, you offer that, not real love. So really, it's very important to have intentions, right? Your intentions will start attracting potential partners. So intentions, the right intentions should be something like, I want to be in love, I want to be with someone where we're gonna be matching each other well, where I'm gonna be happy with this person, where we're gonna share similar passions, where we're gonna complement each other, things like that, right? These are not superficial intentions, they're kind of real love type intentions, right? And then you work on yourself. You try to heal whatever is unhealed, whatever issues you have. And this is the process, this is the secret. And obviously you keep looking as well, obviously you gotta do some work as well. And sooner or later things start coming to you. Final thing I want to mention here is that sometimes when you start dating someone and you feel like this is a good option, try to not create any kind of interference in the attraction pattern. So what is an example of an interference? So let's say you're already starting to date one person, seems like a good match. Don't date other people at the same time, because your attention goes now into a couple of options, not one option, and it creates some kind of interference in attraction. That's going to create consequences. Don't watch pornography, things like that, because again, your attention goes on something conflicting instead of the option. When you're already in a relationship, same thing. Don't flirt with other people, watch pornography, things like that, because that's going to be creating an interference in your relationship, right? So hope this is useful. Let me know in the comments what do you think about it, and check out my masterclass at truefury.com/masterclass. And also, if you need some help with these types of topics, I do coaching one-on-one. So have a look at truefury.com/coaching, and I do first initial consultation free of charge now. So get in touch and share the video if it resonates. Follow me on Instagram, it's Mike Segula. And till next time.